Hey kitty cats, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. We haven't talked about James Charles in a while on this channel, you guys, but today we have to because something came up and it's just, you know what, honestly, very, very typical James Charles at this point. And you know what, I thought we should talk about it. If you're interested in hearing more about that drama, then make sure that you keep on watching. Hey guys, if you can hear the gardeners in the background, I'm so sorry about that. They are very, very loud, and I'm just trying to record videos today and get some work done, and they're just literally, what do they even do? It just seems like they just blow leaves into the street that end up back on the sidewalks and stuff anyway. They don't do really any real gardening. Like, there's never any flowers planted, there's never anything like super cute going on. It just seems like they walk around with their leaf blowers and just make a lot of noise. Can anybody else relate to this when it comes to apartment complex gardener people? I'm telling you, they really, it's just, if this noise, the noise of the leaf blower and that whole thing is probably one of my least favorite noises, and they just literally keep on going, disrupting the peace. They're not doing anything, and I just want to open the door and be like, you're not even doing anything, just turn that racket off. They've come by literally every single time I've started to make this video today, and I've had to stop a million times and just try to wait it out, but it's already 4:30 in the afternoon. Like, I don't know what they're still doing, but they're still out here, and I'm so frustrated. If I don't walk out and see a beautiful lush garden of new flowers, I'm gonna be super upset. Anyway, you guys, so James Charles has been caught on Bumble, which is a dating app. I don't think anybody is not familiar with what Bumble is, but if you're not, I'll go ahead and fill you in. So maybe you're like married and just haven't been in the dating scene in a very long time, but I am super familiar with Bumble, so let me kind of give you some background info onto what Bumble is. So Bumble is a dating app, and it is a dating app. You can have like same like matches and stuff on Bumble, that if that's your setting, but traditionally the app was created and it was where the women have to message the men first to start a conversation. And what that does is that, you know, it attracts like the men who want a lady who isn't afraid to take charge, but what it also does is it helps us as women when we're matching avoid a lot of the like creepy messages and all of that. At least that's the idea behind it. You still get a lot of creepy messages, but you have to send a message first. So you have to match with the person, and then you have to send the message first as the woman to actually be able to talk with them. And then after you send a message, they have 24 hours to respond to that message, and then you can start your conversation. So it's based on like timeliness and how serious you are. If you get on there and start swiping, then don't check the app for a week, like all your matches are going to be gone, and like it just kind of very much that. When the app first came out, it was definitely considered more of a serious dating app as opposed to like Tinder, which is, you know, most people just use for hookups or like stuff that's not serious. Like, I've had some boyfriends off Tinder, but there's a lot of trash on Tinder. Anyway, Bumble's kind of turned into the same thing where it's a lot of trash, and now people are using like Hinge for more serious dating. But I mean, Bumble is still like definitely a step up from Tinder. Well, James Charles was spotted on Bumble by somebody who had their preferences set to only be seeking women. So this means that James Charles' profile on Bumble was set to a woman seeking a male. Now, unless there's something that James Charles has not told us, this is a flat out lie, because James Charles is a gay man. He is not a transgender woman. He is not non-binary. He is a gay man. That is what he identifies as, at least according to what the public knows. So obviously, you guys, there has been quite the backlash that James has been getting from this, especially considering his past and the whole thing with Dramageddon 2 and Tati Westbrook and the bi sister thing. We'll take a quick flashback toward down memory lane for this, but if you remember in Dramageddon 2, the big drama was that Tati Westbrook had James Charles at her birthday dinner in Seattle, and apparently James Charles was hitting on the straight waiter that they had and causing making the waiter feel uncomfortable and doing all this stuff to the straight waiter at the restaurant, which made Tati extremely uncomfortable and which was basically one of the last straws in her wanting to end the relationship that she had with James Charles and their friendship, and thus launching the bi sister thing, which launched Dramageddon 2, and that eventually launched, that was the fuel behind Carmageddon and all of this, and it was a really huge big thing in social media history and YouTube history. The beauty community was completely shaken up by that, and I mean, this thing made mainstream media, you guys. It was huge news. Since then, James Charles has been accused of and admitted to messaging and talking to underage teenage boys and trying to be inappropriate with them on Snapchat and stuff. And it looks like now he's on an app where you can only talk to adults, but at the same time, he's identifying himself as a woman to match with men that are seeking women, i.e. straight men. So that brings up a lot of questions. The thing about that is that if a straight man is curious and wants to experiment and do whatever it is, then that's totally fine and not something that should be looked down upon, okay? It is definitely not unheard of for a straight man or seemingly straight man, somebody who identifies as straight, to hook up with a gay man behind closed doors and do the whole thing. It really is not uncommon. It happens way more often than you guys think, and it's honestly completely normal. A lot of people do it. The difference with this situation and the situation I just said is that these men are on this app identifying as a straight man seeking out a straight woman. That is what they are on this app intending to find. So for James Charles to be on this app deceiving people as a gay man identifying as a straight woman on this app is extremely misleading to the people, and he honestly just shouldn't be there in the first place. Now, is he completely in drag in all these photos and or just catfishing with the photos or anything? No, it's really pictures of himself, but at the same time, he has no place on Bumble underneath the woman category because he is a male. At least that's what we know. James Charles, if you want to redeem yourself and let us know that there's something else going on that you want to share with us so we won't be holding you under the fire as far as this stuff goes, then let us know. But as far as everybody knows, you identify as a gay man. And if you don't identify as a gay man, then you need to let people know because people are getting super upset about this stuff, okay? It's literally so ridiculous. James Charles has some serious issues when it pertains to dating and finding love and finding compatible people. He's looked towards people that were underage, and he admitted to this, so I don't even think I have to say allegedly, but he admitted to messaging underage guys. He said that when he was talking to guys that, they would end up being in high school or college so that they couldn't talk anymore or something. If you guys remember, I did a video on that back in the day. And then now he's literally just going after straight men again, which is exactly what Tati was upset about and got mad at him about. I understand that dating for somebody like James Charles is probably extremely difficult because you can't find anybody that's going to be really in it for you and not for your money or your fame or your clout. And then also being a young man, gay, and makeup, it's hard. It's very hard, right? But there is a lot of people that would be interested in dating James Charles, I'm sure. Now, with everything that he has public about him and his dating history, honestly, who knows? Maybe not, because who would want to be with somebody who publicly has admitted to messaging underage guys? Certainly not I, and I don't think a lot of other people would be interested in that either. If I found out that a guy that I was talking to, if I was say I was 22 years old, okay, and if I were talking to a guy that was 22 and then public information came out that he was messaging underage girls trying to hook up with them and stuff, I would be disgusted. So, and I'm pretty sure that the same goes for young gay men in James Charles' age range. They find out that he's he's, admitted to messaging underage guys, and the way that he handled all of it publicly on social media was just really bad too. So I would understand why it's hard for him to find like somebody for him, and everybody deserves love. I'm not saying he doesn't, but at the same time, like, you've done this to yourself. You've made it harder on yourself, and this isn't helping you at all. So Manny MUA has actually been getting wrapped up in this drama because he was on his IG story and he was wearing Sisters apparel, like the new jacket, the fuzzy jacket or whatever, and it has a lot of people really upset with Manny because they're like, Manny, like, how are you publicly supporting this guy who has admitted to messaging underage people, who is now literally being caught on this dating app where he is calling himself a woman, even though we all know that he identifies as a gay man? Like, what are you doing, supporting this guy publicly when this is what he's doing? Do you stand for his actions? Like, what's going on? Like, we expect better from you at this point from Manny. Manny really does stay out of the drama at this point from everything, so it has a lot of people just really disappointed in him, and I wonder if he's gonna like take the story down or like address it or something. I know that Manny likes to stay out of drama at this point because he had his own dramageddon. The very first dramageddon was all about Manny MUA, so he doesn't want to get tied up into any of this business. But when you publicly support somebody who is as problematic and has made the decisions that James Charles has made, it really is not a good look for you. And we've seen other people do it, and everybody kind of looks down upon the people that support him, and I think that for good reason, because the things that James Charles has been accused of and that has admitted to doing are really, really wrong, and they could honestly land him jail time if somebody wanted to pursue any legal action. Now, you guys know I like to see things from a lot of different angles, and I don't like to just take one side of things. I like to play devil's advocate sometimes and think of things from different perspectives. And so the devil's advocate side of this is, well, maybe this isn't James Charles. Maybe that somebody created this account, and maybe they're just trying to, get James Charles canceled again for whatever reason, and maybe it's not James. Well, my argument to that is that there is a little blue check mark next to, or the little like emblem or whatever, next to James Charles' name. What that means on Bumble is that you have verified your identity on Bumble. And I don't remember, I've done this on my Bumble account, but I don't remember how I did it. I think that you have to like scan a photo of your driver's license or take a picture of something like that, and then they verify that you are actually the person that you say you are in your pictures and that you match and all of that. So if that's the case, and James Charles did that, and that's how he got that little blue mark there, then James Charles did in fact create this account, and this is in fact James Charles. So I wonder what he's going to have to say for himself about this. Do we think he's going to address the situation? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about that. I'm not sure that he will address it unless he really, really goes under fire again for this whole situation. You know what? I had a theory that drama was going to start picking up and heating up again towards the end of the year. If you guys do not know, November and December are very, very peak times for AdSense revenue when it comes to YouTube. And so if James Charles were to, to peak, to kind of like amp up drama surrounding himself around this time of the year to drive people to his channel, to drive, put his name out there more and drive attention to him, then he would in turn get more money and soak up that extra ad revenue money that's coming in November, December. I think that there's going to be a lot of drama that pops off in November and December, and personally, I can't wait for it. But that's my conspiracy theory, allegedly, as to why I think that like people kind of amp up drama towards the end of the year. I don't know. That's just my conspiracy theory. But I want to know what you guys think about all of this drama in the comment section down below. Do you think this is really James? And what do you think about him, identifying as a woman, seeking out a man, a straight woman seeking out a straight man on Bumble? Let me know what you think about that entire situation in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear from you. And that's going to be it for today's video, you guys. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified of all my future videos when they do post. Remember that all Shelby bells ring the bell, and you can follow me on all my social media at Beauty by ShelbyE. That's ShelBye, all at Beauty by Shelby, and I'll leave that right up there on the screen for you so you can see it. If you're enjoying the Beauty by Shelby vibes and want to see more, then YouTube should be suggesting a couple videos down below for you to choose from, so I would love it if you did that. But if you're just here to catch up on this James Charles on Bumble as a woman drama, totally cool too, girl. Appreciate your view. Love you so. Thank you so much for watching today's video, you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.